What fact sounds legit but is actually fake? If you tell me the truth you won't get in trouble. A cop to 16-year-old me. Cops do this tactic to a lot of people. Or the classic just write an apology letter. Suddenly they have a written confession. Just assume that everything a cop says to you is a lie. It's easier that way. Carbon monoxide is heavier than air, so put your detectors close to the floor. The first people to die of CO poisoning are the ones lying down. Reality, CO is about the same density as air. In fact, it is actually slightly lighter than air, so it doesn't matter where you put your detectors. This myth likely started because CO fatalities are most likely to occur while people are sleeping because they are not aware of the symptoms of poisoning, e.g. dizziness, nausea, etc., versus those who are awake. Also might come from animals being affected first, or little kids. It's not actually because they're closer to the ground, it's because they're smaller. Should be obvious, but might feed the myth. Oh yeah, if it's spread out through the air, then why don't they find any people that died while standing? They are always laying down somewhere when they get found. /s. If a baby bird falls out of a tree, touching it will make it smell human and cause the mum to abandon it. Not true. I've heard this is the same for a few animals like rabbits. Is it a false statement for all animals? Blanks are harmless. Just ask John Eric Hexam. Wait, you can't, he's dead. What do they do then? I'm actually curious. NASA spent millions of dollars on a pen that could work in space, while the Russians just used a pencil. They didn't spend the money developing the pen, Fisher did, and then approached NASA. Also, they wanted a pen instead of a pencil, so there was less chance of graphite breaking off and getting into the electronics. Also, the Russians eventually switched to the pen as well, since particles of graphite in zero-G are kind of a problem. Always wait 24 hours before reporting a missing person. This can actually be quite dangerous. After 24 hours, the missing person's survival chances drop dramatically. Your eyes don't grow. They do actually grow, but they grow very slowly, like really slowly. By the time Grandpa turned 90, he had eyes in the back of his head. But which one is the fake fact? Caffeine stunts your growth. It's been scientifically proven that an average dose of caffeine has no effect on your height. Caffeine does not affect growth hormones unless it is in absurd amounts. Like 35 cups of straight caffeine, not 2 cups of coffee and a Mountain Dew. 35 cups of caffeine would affect your growth by killing you. Every time my 6'2" dad was offered coffee, he would refuse and say, "Coffee stunts my growth." I heard it so much it became one of the most annoying things to hear. Now I am a dad. Now I have the urge to start saying the same thing. Please make it stop. If the earth moved just 10 inches, then we would all be dead. Plus our orbit isn't a perfect circle. Damn, I guess my upstairs neighbors are dead. Swallowing the gum will make it stick to the stomach. Why is it bad to swallow gum then? Or is it actually okay? When I was growing up, the version of this that went around was that it takes 7 years to digest gum. What amazes me is how widespread the belief was. Different schools, different states, and this was long before the existence of the internet. How urban legends like that were remarkably ubiquitous. Like the one that Mikey from the Life cereal commercial died from eating Pop Rocks while drinking Coke. I've talked with people my approximate age from vastly different parts of the country who remember this growing up. On the US interstate system, it was designed so that at least 1 mile in every 5 miles was straight so that it could be used as a runway by the military in case of war. This was done to appease certain politicians that opposed the massive spending on the interstate project. It's almost like a straight line is the easiest, most efficient path from point A to point B. I'm curious which specific part of this is false. I've heard the fact that Ike pushed the interstate system for national defense, quick transportation of troops, resources, etc., as well as several areas of the highway were reinforced and are usable as emergency runways if needed. I've never heard the requirement for how frequent these runways were, nor that the national defense reason was used to persuade Congress. Edit, never mind. Till. You eat 8 spiders per year while sleeping or whatever. Average person eats 8 spiders a year. Factoid actually just statistical error. Average person eats 0 spiders per year. Spiders Georg, who lives in cave and eats over 10,000 each day, is an outlier and should not have been counted. I always wondered how you would determine those numbers. Hair grows back stronger after being razored off. I was told this for so long. A 12-year-old has the sense to see that the stubble that occurs after shaving just feels and looks more coarse because of the blunt ends. And I was taught this by every female role model like it was the gospel truth. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.